All right, today we're going to do a deep dive into the blueprint for building a really focused niche tech community. And we're going to use the actual business plan for a Vietnamese platform, com, to really pick apart how you build a winning product in a market that is changing like every single day.
So let's talk numbers, because they are big. The market we're looking at here, Vietnam's edtech sector, is projected to hit a massive $3 billion by 2033. That's the prize. But what's the tech that's really driving this gold rush?
Well, it's this thing called vibe coding. And you know what? It's completely flipping the script on how software gets made. Instead of spending years learning all the complex syntax, developers are now all about the big picture. The idea is the logic, and they're guiding AI to do the heavy lifting of writing the code. The shift is creating this huge, urgent need for a totally new kind of training. And that's the big question for this explainer, right? You've got a huge market, you've got this game-changing tech, so what's the actual blueprint for winning platform? Let's break down the plan piece by piece. We'll kick things off with the market opportunity, then pinpoint the specific gap that the global players are just totally missing. After that, we'll break down the core solution, get into the nuts and bolts of the MVP, see how they're going to attract those crucial first users, and finally, lay out the entire grand plan for growth. Okay, let's dive in. To really get the strategy, first, we have to understand the incredible momentum of the market itself. It really sets the stage for this whole venture. Just look at this chart. It tells you everything you need to know about the money side of things. The market isn't just big, it's set to triple in less than a decade. I mean, that kind of explosive growth is a magnet for anyone with a good idea. But you know, a big market is one thing. The real question is, are people actually willing to spend? And this is where it gets really interesting. This is a crucial insight into behavior. In Vietnam, households are spending up to 38% of their entire budget on education. This isn't just a business opportunity, it's a deep cultural priority. People are ready and willing to invest big in skills, which creates the perfect storm for a premium learning platform.
So you have a booming market and a super willing customer base. You'd think the global giants would have this on lock, right? Well, not exactly. It turns out there's a huge gap, a gap created because they just don't meet the specific needs of the local market. Think about it. Platforms like School are built for, well, a global audience. They use Stripe for payments, which needs an international credit card that not everyone has. They send notifications through email in a market where Zalo, a local messaging app, is king. All these little things create friction, and that friction, that's the opportunity. What's so great here is how this table just lays out the weak points so clearly. If you look across the rows, you see the global players failing on basics like local payments and relevant notifications. And the local guys, well, they often have pretty low interaction. Com is designed to hit that sweet spot right in the middle. High engagement, super specialized content, and perfect localization with things like automated via QR and Zala notifications. So this brings us to the core solution. And here's the thing. The plan isn't just to build another website selling courses. Nope, the vision is way bigger. It's to build a complete, self-reinforcing ecosystem that's designed to launch careers. And this right here, this is the engine that makes the whole thing go. It's a three-stage flywheel. First, users learn the skills. Then, and this is so important, they showcase those skills by building a portfolio of real projects right there on the platform. And that verified portfolio lets them earn by connecting with employers. Each stage just feeds right into the next, creating this powerful loop that takes someone from just being curious all the way to getting hired. The source material uses this analogy, and it's perfect because it makes the vision crystal clear. This isn't just about learning something new. It's about building your professional identity and your economic future in this new AI-powered world. So a grand vision is great, but how do you actually start building it without a giant team and a bottomless budget? Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the minimum viable product, the MVP. The key here is all about strategic prioritization. Notice what's number one? The showcase profile. The why here is everything, because it immediately delivers on the showcase and earn parts of that flywheel we just talked about. Meanwhile, the learn part is kept super lean by just using unlisted YouTube videos to keep costs down. This focus on career outcomes from day one is what's designed to prove the platform's value, and prove it fast.
And for you tech folks out there, the tech stack was chosen for a very specific strategic reason. Next.js is amazing for search engine optimization, which is absolutely critical for making those showcase profiles pop up when employers search on Google. And Supabase lets you build incredibly fast. The tech serves the business strategy, not the other way around.
A platform is just empty code without its people, right? And for a community platform, the most important people are those first creators and leaders. So what's the plan to get them on board?
The strategy here is a multi-layered offer. It's not just, hey, use my free platform. First, it sells the big vision. They're not just users. They're co-founding the LinkedIn for Vibe coders in Vietnam. Second, it offers exclusive perks. And third, it provides something really unique. Direct support from the founder, who has a master's from EPFL, one of the top engineering schools in Europe.
And these perks are designed to be, well, irresistible. We're talking lifetime free access, a better revenue split than they could get anywhere else, and this is a big one for community leaders, a real say in the platform's future. It's a true partnership, which is something a generic global platform would just never ever offer.
Okay, so let's zoom out from the MVP and look at the long-term vision. How does this thing build from a small start into something scalable and eventually a business you can get funding for? The roadmap is crystal clear and pretty aggressive. Notice the sequence. First, you build the MVP and get the creators. Then you layer on the fun stuff like gamification, leaderboards, coding challenges, before you go to market with paid plans. The later stages are all about scaling up with things like an AI mentor and a mobile app, all leading towards a fundraising round to expand. It's a really deliberate, step-by-step approach to growth. But underneath that roadmap, there's the real long-term play. It's not just about subscription money. It's about data. By capturing every single project, every skill, and every successful hire, the platform builds a one-of-a-kind data set of verified tech talent. And that data, that becomes its most valuable asset and a powerful defense against any competitor. So what are the big lessons we can pull from this blueprint? First, find a local pain point that the big global guys can't or won't solve. Second, build a whole ecosystem that locks in value, not just one feature. Third, focus your first product on the one thing that proves your core promise. Fourth, treat your first users like true partners. And finally, have a clear map from day one all the way to market dominance. And that leaves us with a final thought to chew on. As AI keeps automating more and more traditional skills, the value of having verified, project-based proof of your work is just skyrocketing. It really makes you wonder, is this super focused, ecosystem-driven model, this LinkedIn for a specific high-value niche, is that the new blueprint for all professional networks in the age of AI?